Good morning. It is Wednesday, November 12th, 2025. And this is a view across Banderas Bay from the end of the breakwater and the boardwalk on it, known as a Malecon in Espanol. Anyway, we're looking towards Puerto Vallarta in the distance, and I believe those are the Sierra Madre mountains along the back, which tend to protect Puerto Vallarta from hurricanes. And I'm just taking a little bit of a view around here, just looking. Actually, if I go back a bit, there's a lighthouse thing. It's actually a restaurant called Faro, which means lighthouse. It is one of the nicest restaurants in the area, and I have been there once by dinghy, and it was a very nice dinner. And anyway, this is some of the more recent condominiums added to La Cruz de Huanacaxtle, where the marina is located. And here we are looking at the marina. I'll walk along a bit, and I might actually try stitching a few videos together, because I'd like to show one of the inside of town, although I am already going through my Starlink data at a hell of a rate, but I'll try to uplink these. Anyway, that's where I'm at this morning. It's a continuation of Wednesday, November 12th, and I'm walking back along the Malecon, and there you can see, right in the middle of the shot, is the big top of the Bonavie, over there on Muelle Nuevo, which is dock number 9. And so that's looking towards the entrance to Banderas Bay, and it's hard to fathom that it's actually 26 miles across the bay to the other side. So as far as it is to Catalina, and it looks so much closer, but it's not. Anyway, and yeah, so a little more view from the Malecon, and more view of the Bonavie. Avocet next to her. And yeah, there you go. So this is the town square, which is still decorated from Dia de los Muertos, which is rapidly becoming Dos Semanas de los Muertos, since we're almost 2 weeks after the event. And this is the taxi station. So this is where you get a taxi to Puerto Vallarta or wherever you need to go, up the coast of Punta Mita. And let's walk you through here. So this is where they have all the big parties for the town. And Balena Blanca right there is a very popular restaurant with the yachty crowd from the marina, since it's convenient and they speak English. And it's also a restaurant next to it that I like a lot. But there's plenty of more restaurants around town that are less catering towards the boat crowd and more towards, the general populace. Anyway, so just thought you'd like to see this. And over in the distance there, you can see a catch of blue, and that is Lupita's Lavanderia, where I take my clothes to get washed. And she does a better job of folding them than I do, so that's nice. It's quite reasonable. And there's a pharmacy over here too. Of course, this pharmacy's on every block in Mexico, so anyway, a little bit of the local scene here. Now on the other side of the marina, the sun is up, and this is where the boatyard is, and also the Muelle de Combustible, which is the fuel dock. So, and then these are all the fishing boats over here too, in this part of the marina. Yeah, this is where you can get lifted out for bottom cleaning and whatever. And so the fish market is just down there, and so is the port captain's office, where you check in and out. Yeah, so a little bit more of Marina La Cruz. And here we have the view looking back from completely the other side of the harbor. Okay, here, restaurant right there. There's a really good restaurant in the fish market. I'm trying to something Del Mar. Can't remember. Obviously, seafood mainly, but I don't know what happened to this buoy. It's like, seriously? But, yeah, there it is. And that's where I was over in the first part of the video, standing on the other side of this. And there is the entrance, marked out by the green and red buoys. And this is probably, I don't remember who the saint of fishermen is, but this is probably him. Anyway, and along the beach here, extending all the way to Bucerias, there's multiple condos and resort sites. A really fancy one is where that lighthouse restaurant Faro is. Got a good story about that, but too long to tell over the video. Yeah. Yeah, this restaurant over here is curious. This one on the end shows it's a huge restaurant, but it seems like it's fallen into semi-use because they opened, but there's hardly anybody in there. I don't know what the problem is, but it's kind of strange. Had some pretty good margaritas in there, but anyway. And some of the new high-rises